Okay, class, hello, hello, hello. Hopefully I'm recording this all right. Before we get started, I just want to say a few things about how to do this. So I try to run e-class, these e-class lessons similar to what we do in class. Um, so my advice is that you should do this with another student. Maybe you can Kakao together or call each other on the phone, something like that. Um, Obviously, meeting another student may not always be possible. So if you can't meet another student, then uh, trying to do it with them on Kakao at the same time is usually a good way to do it. Also, it's very important that you watch the full video. If you don't, then eClass will not mark you as attending class, and then you'll, you know, miss class. Another thing that will help you is using earbuds or headphones so that you can hear clearly. Um, on a second, I just realized something. Okay, I fixed it. Okay. So use headphones or earbuds when you listen. And if you have any problems or any questions, you can always email me or message me to ask me. Also, this PPT will be on eClass, so you can use that as well. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Um, for today's lesson, we have one goal, well, sort of, mostly one goal, and that is to show you that you can speak in front of other people. Like, you have that skill already. I think a lot of students don't feel comfortable or feel like they are not good speakers, but I want to show you that you are a good speaker and that you can be, or you can be a good speaker. So that is what we will be working on. So today's activities will show you how to start thinking about doing a presentation and how to give a successful presentation. So a lot of what we do today may not look like we're learning, but there are sort of hidden lessons in what we are doing. So I think you will find this helpful even if you don't understand how it's helpful. Uh, and I use this at the beginning of all my presentation classes because presentations are hard for everyone, right? They're scary, you get nervous. Uh, we don't do them. Most students, most people don't do presentations very often in life. So it's important to practice a lot and become comfortable with speaking in front of people. And I just want to quickly explain that this guy right here, he looks like our example of most people's problems with speaking, doing a presentation. So you can see he has all his writing on the PPT here, and then he has it here, and he's just reading it. So this is not a presentation. This is not a presentation. Uh, this is just reading what you wrote, and that's not a presentation. This is what I want to avoid. Um, this is more what I want us to do, to be able to look out and see people and use our body language and use our faces and use our PPTs to give and our mouths, sorry, and speak. I want us to use all these things: body language, our speech, our faces, our PPTs, all of that to communicate or to explain very clearly our topic or our subject or whatever we're working on. Yeah, so this may look scary, but it's actually very easy once we learn all the correct skills. Okay, so today we're gonna try some fun activities to get us started with presentations. So in this first activity, you are going to write questions. This is called getting grilled. These are like interview questions. Now, normally when you're in class, you would do this, you would ask your partners these questions directly. If you are working with somebody on Kakao, you can ask each other. If you can't, if you're doing this alone, you can just answer the questions by yourself. So you'll write the questions and then just say the answers, speak your answers, right? And I know that sounds silly, but it's good to hear your voice and be comfortable just speaking in English. In this activity, you are supposed to, well, your partners are supposed to just ask you questions. So if you have like 3 people in your group, student 1 could ask student 2 a question, then student 3 can ask student 1 a question, then student 2. They just keep asking student 1 all the questions that they can in the short time. So right now, to get you ready for this, you're gonna write 5 questions in your notebook or on a piece of paper. And I have a question list or guide that you can use, so you don't have to make these up. I do want you to focus on this number 5 questions here, because this is very, very important. So let me first explain kind of how this works. So here on the left, this white box, this has all of the question forms. So there's basic questions, experience questions, preference questions, comparatives, and superlatives. And you'll see that that's basic, 1, experience, 2, preference, 3, comparatives, 4, and superlatives, 5. And I said 5 questions, right? So you want 1 question type from each category. So from basic questions, you need to pick 1, 2, or 3. From experience, you just use number 1. Preference, from the preference category, you pick 1 or 2. From the comparatives, you pick 1, 2, or 3. From the superlatives, you pick 1 or 2. Okay? So these are your different styles of questions. And on the green, in the green box, I just have examples of how you could make these questions. So let me show you how you might make 1 question. So we're gonna look at the first question here. What did you eat for breakfast today? So if you'll see here, it says what. See, then you have the plus sign here. So we have all these question words. You pick one of these question words, then you add do or did. So here I have did. You, right? Did you eat? So this V means verb. So I'm just gonna write that over here. So V means verb. What else? And oops, big V. N means noun, like dog, box, toy, house. Okay, verb is play, eat, make. Okay, oops, delete that. And then we have PP. So this is past participle. So taken, broken. So these are verbs, taken, broken, or well, sorry, I should say have or, oops, have or had, have or had, taken, broken, made, cooked, right? And what else do we have? Oh, comparative. So COMP, this means comparatives. Like more beautiful, beautiful, cleaner, easier than. We have to use than. And let's see, and superlative. This means most, most cleanest. Okay, so those are the different kinds of categories there that you can use. Let me see if I can fit this on here a little nicer. Okay. Let me get back to this. So you're going to want to use those to make your sentences. Don't copy my examples. I'm going to give you some time to work on this because this can take a lot of time to write. So I'm actually going to give you 8 minutes to make these sentences or make these questions. All right. So ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so hopefully you got your 5 questions made. So now is your chance to actually answer them or work with a partner and answer them. So I'm going to give you just, let's say, 3 minutes, okay? And if you're doing this with a partner, maybe on Kakao or on the phone, you can take 1 minute and 30 seconds for one person to ask questions. So student 1 asks questions, and then student 2 just answers for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then after that, student 2 asks questions, and student 1 answers for 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you're just doing this alone, I would say just answer as many questions, or just answer your questions, and then you can just relax, okay? So let's go ahead and start. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I think that's 3 minutes. So hopefully you were able to answer some questions. So as I show, and hopefully you see that speaking is not so difficult if you know what the topic is or if you understand the subject, right? All right, so for the next activity, I'm gonna show you some inventions. So inventions are like new products, okay? And here's what you're gonna do. You can talk to your partner, you can do this with your partner, or you can just do this alone. And when you're trying to guess, you can either say what the invention is. Well, you should do a couple things. Say what the invention is and say what it does. Now, don't just answer one time, okay? Let me write that down. Don't just say one answer. Try to say as many answers as you can, okay? So maybe after you say an answer, write it down, okay? That way you don't, say it again and, uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, there it is. Okay, thought my computer froze. If you have a lot of guesses, then you might have a good chance of getting the right answer. So let's go ahead and do this. So say what it is, what it does. Try to make as many guesses. I'm actually going to change that really quick. Okay. Say what it is. Say what it does. Okay. So try to get as many guesses as you can. Okay. Oh no. Is this frozen? I better pause my recording here. Hold on one second.